Okay, so this video is about you designing a font for your poster. Okay, so first of all, to start, we need to select T, which stands for font, on the menu options. And then to actually begin typing in your font, once you've got the T selected, it will take a little while to load, but if you drag from the top to the right and the bottom, that will make a text box in which where you can then type in what you want to call it. So I'm just going to call it Love Story for this poster for the minute. To change the font, highlight the text, click your cursor in the text box where with the different text options, and then you just press down or up and you can scroll through all the different texts. Alternatively, if you press the arrow to the right of it, you can also look at all the texts. To change the colour of the text, highlight the text and click on the box that's a colour, usually white or black default, and then you can scroll through the different colours like I am here and pick a colour that you feel suits best your poster. You really want to think about colour schemes here, okay? So if I've got a yellow poster like here, yellow and red, I might want to go for sort of a yellow and red font that's going to match it. You don't want something that looks completely a different colour. So if I went for a pink, it would stand out for sure, but it would look quite ugly. So you want your text, you need to really think about the text, okay? So something that goes with the background but will stand out as well, and something that isn't going to clash with the colours. Okay, so for this kind of poster, I would go for some kind of fiery colour, so a red or white, because white's neutral, orange, yellow, but something that's going to stand out from the background. Because as you can see here, this pink doesn't go with it. It just looks a bit ugly, but white stands out. So I'll just keep that for now. To add special effects, if you go to the layers option and the FX key, you can then add shadows and loads of different effects. So here I'm just going to play with the idea of having a shadow to my text, just to give it more definition. And you can play around with the distance, the size, and even the angle that the shadow goes to. Okay, so just have a little tinker around here. Usually I like it when it sort of goes to the right hand side, but you decide, okay? A little play. And it's really up to you to just adjust these and play around with them, okay? Be inquisitive, okay? Now I'm going to go for an in glow just to see what that looks like. Again, if I start adjusting this and I haven't selected what I want to adjust, it will still adjust the old thing. So you have to really be careful. The other thing I'd say is if you want to adjust something, you must press the tick button on the left hand side so you make sure that you're adjusting it. And then I can play around with all the different effects in here and see what I like. Oh, that's a bit too much there. Okay, but really experiment with these. So the top tips I would offer for this is make sure you tick the button, so you make sure you want to play around with it, and also click on the writing after you've ticked it to make sure that you're looking at the right thing that you're adjusting. And just have a play around. There's loads of different options here. And I'm going to have a little play around and you'll see what I do. Other than highlighting and resizing it, you can also do Command T to resize the letters, which will in turn arrange the spacing and the look of the font. So be careful when you're changing this in case you want the ratio of the font how you first had it. Okay, so there's two ways of changing it, either Command T like I'm doing here, or select the text and change the actual physical size in the text box category.